We're going to do similar figures. Similar figures are figures that have the same shape but not always the same size. Now, what's important you need to know is that they will have the angle measures the same and that the sides will be proportional if they're considered similar figures. Just because they have the same shape and not the same size doesn't mean you can't use them to find measures of one or the other. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We've been working on proportions and ratios, and that's what we're going to do today. You need to write this down. All right, the rule, it says if two figures are similar, then corresponding angles are congruent, meaning they're the same size and the same shape. They have the same angle measure. Really, that's what you need to know. Corresponding angles are congruent, which means they're equal to each other. Which it's shown down here with angle X. This little L means angle X is congruent to angle A is congruent to angle X. Angle B is congruent to angle Y, and angle C is congruent to angle Z. And it's proven by looking up here and see how the B has the same shape as Y. It's just one little tick mark. That shows that these are corresponding angles. They have the same angle measure. They equal each other. Angle A is congruent to angle X. They have two little tick marks. C, that's one tick mark with a line through it. Same thing as angle Z. They use the different shapes to show you which angles correspond to each other. That's all they're showing you. All right? So if I said angle A was 45 degrees, which angle on the bigger triangle would be 45 degrees? Angle X. It's congruent. This has two tick marks, this one does. So if this one's 45, this one's 45. If I said angle B was 10 degrees, which one would be 10 degrees on the other one? Angle Y.
Oh, Y.
Angle Y. Same thing with Z. If this was 45, this would be 45. All right? Corresponding figures have the exact same angle measures. The only thing different is the sides. And they're not equal to each other, but they're proportional. Corresponding sides are proportional. And that's shown by this. AB, this, is proportional to XZ, or XY, sorry. BC, here to here, is proportional to YZ, here to here. And AC, here to here, is proportional to XZ, and that's shown by this. This symbol right here just shows you that that triangle ABC is congruent. That little sign right there just means congruent, or is similar to, that's what it means. It's similar to triangle XYZ. All right? So these are similar triangles. Okay? Same angle measures, but the sides are different. They're just proportional. All right? Find each missing measure. Okay? This is what your homework's going to ask you. This is mostly what you're going to see on your homework. They're going to give you two shapes. In this case, these are triangles. And they're going to say, find the missing measure, which in this case, it would be X, right? I don't know what X is. So always write it out like this first. Go small over large. You can do large over small and switch it. It doesn't really matter as long as you keep small always on top and large always on bottom, or vice versa. Large always on top and small always on bottom. Okay? It helps you to understand it more. Now, my first step is I'm going to write out the sides. I'm going to show you which sides I want to use, and then I'm going to plug in the numbers. And I'm going to do that so you understand why I'm getting the numbers I'm getting and where I'm getting them. Okay, the first side of the small one, I'm going to do AC. So you should write that down. AC, okay, should be over the side that's proportional to AC. So I look at angle measures, I see this is 1 tick mark and this is 3. So I need to have 1 tick mark to 3. So AC should be over DF because DF is proportional to AC based on the angle measures. That's one side. I need to do another side. You always do two sides. We're going to do BC because that's small. That's a small triangle. What side is proportional to BC? EF, which is the one I was needing to find all along because it has X. Now, I wrote this out so you'll understand when I plug in the numbers. You don't have to do this, but if you do a couple problems and then look in the back book and see you're missing them, I would write out the sides because it makes it easier. It makes more sense when you do this. AC is 4. How far is DF? How long is DF? 12. BC is 6. EF is X. I don't know how much that one is. Do I know how to work a problem like this? Okay, cross multiply. 4x is equal to 12 times 6, which we know is 72. We divide by 4 to get x by itself. X equals 18. So this is 18 centimeters. That's my missing distance. Could I check my answer? You guys know a way of checking your answer? Okay. What I do is I set up the proportion again. 4 over 12 and 6 over 18, the number I think x is. And see if they reduce, they simplify to the same thing. Which if I reduce this by 4, I get 1/3. Guess what I get when I reduce this by 6? 1/3. Is 1/3 equal 1/3? Yes, that means we're proportional. That means x had to be 18.
Didn't you put 18 in?
So we have two shapes, okay? And above it, it'll say that they're similar. So we know we just got to set it up. Let's do small over large. Figure out the sides. I'm going to do WX first. I need to figure out what side of the large one is proportional. Is it ST, SR, or UT? It would be SR. Hey, they're pointing in opposite directions, but it's still SR. What I do is I look at angle measures. X is 1 and S is 1. W is 3 and R is 3. So I know it's got to be SR.
Wait, how do you get...
And it's equal to, I'm going to do WZ over RU. RU would be the only one that's congruent. Now what they might do is they might give you another side and tell you ST is 15. You got to figure out what side's proportional to WZ. So you look at angle measures to figure that out. Don't just assume that since they're both on the left that it should be 4 or 15, and it shouldn't be. So then we plug in our numbers. WX is D. SR is 49. WZ is 4. And the RU is 28. So then I just cross multiply. 28D is equal to 49 times 4, which is 196. So I divide by 28. D is equal to, it comes out to be 7. 7 feet. Write it down, and then I want you to solve for the missing angle or side measure. So let's do small over large. I'm going to go with HI. It doesn't matter if you go GH or HI. I wouldn't go with GI because just by looking at it, there's not I don't know what's corresponding to it, right? So I don't go with HI. I don't go GI. I can go HI or GH. It doesn't matter. Here, I'm going to go GH. Then I got to figure out what side is proportional to it. So I look here, it's 1 to 2. JK is 1 to 2. So that's the one I got to go with. I can't do 14. I can't do KL. I got to do JK. I'm left with HI as the other side on top I have to use. And then the side is proportional is KL. 2 to 3. This one's 2 to 3 as well. So I set it up just like that. Then I plug in numbers. GH is 4. JK is A. HI is 7. KL is 14. So now what I got to do is I've got to solve for A. 4 times 14 is 56. 7A is equal to 56. So I divide by 7. I find A is 8.
How come on a little thingy?
Here's your assignment.